Jules, we aren't far away from seeing the progeny from a new stallion, Hitotsu. So John, we spoke to John Massara last year about Hitotsu, exciting, a stallion now, and there's his progeny.
Absolutely, it's really exciting. He covered a big book last year, 162 mares, and we've got some beautiful foals on the ground. They're here, and we're really excited about how they look.
What about him as a racehorse? Kira Ma loved him.
He was an incredible horse. I mean, he was naturally a very fit, very aerobically fit horse. He did some tremendous things. I mean, he went from the Arrowfield Guineas straight to the VRC Derby, was spectacular in that race. And then he came back in the autumn. He only had the 2 starts. He won the Australian Guineas and then won the Australian Derby as well, without a race in between, which is quite incredible. And he's one of the first horses to have ever done that. What he may have achieved had he raced on as a 4-year-old would have been, you know, so exciting. Unfortunately, he was injured, and the loss to the racing community is the gain to the breeding community and us here at Arrowfield.
What's the race that stands out for you?
I think the VRC Derby was the race. He was so well fancied that day, and he was back buried in the field and looking as though he mightn't get a run. As soon as he got a run, he just exploded. And that was his trademark, that incredible turn of foot that he had. And that was the thing that really excited all of us. That was first big win, but I think one of the most impressive as well.
Here's Hitotsu though, finishing at a rate of knots. Hitotsu goes on by. Hitotsu storms away. Hitotsu wins the Penfolds. Victoria does.
That burst of speed that we've seen with Hitotsu as a racehorse, what about these young foals? It's very early on. You can only see so much in them, but what's the early look?
Well, look, we really like what we see. I remember back to when we had our first foals by Dundeel, and he was a Derby winner, but they just looked so athletic and so strong and so impressive. And we're seeing the same sort of thing in the Hitotsu foals. Very athletic, very similar in physique and colour, and they're just really like him. You know, they're well made, good depth, lovely shoulders, nice hind legs, the sorts of things you look for in babies. And then when they grow out, who knows? But at this point, we love them. We really love them. They're really good foals.
And he's enjoying his new life?
He is enjoying his new life, as you would. He's got a good book of mares again this year, and he's a natural at it. And that's always a good sign as well.
Hitotsu, the son of Morris. Morris stands here, Admire Mars stands here. There's a real Japanese thread here at Arrowfield.
There has. I mean, we've got a great association with Shadow, and in particular Northern Farm, Katsumi Yoshida, who raced Morris and Admire Mars. We've got a great belief in the quality of the Japanese bloodstock. You see all around the world when they travel and they compete in all the big races everywhere in the world, you know, they're almost dominant these days. And so if you acknowledge the fact that they are superior racehorses, then the bloodlines are the bloodlines that you want to sort of use. And we're seeing that obviously with Morris has been such a great success. And Admire Mars has started brilliantly in Japan. He could be the next big thing. He's already had 10 2-year-old winners, which is extraordinary. And they look tremendous, and our first yearlings sold so well, and they're just rising 2-year-olds here now. So really excited about what the future holds for Admire Mars.
Some future stars out here?
I'm sure there is.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we'll see. They'll be racing as 2-year-olds in?
Well, they'll be yearlings in 2026, the January 2026 sales, and they'll be racing hopefully at the end of that year, so from September onwards 2026. So it's a little bit of a wait. It's a long haul when you're breeding horses, but you know, when you've got horses like Hitotsu and Morris around, it's well worth the wait.